Hi. I was actually, before I begin, people were actually expecting a video to be about my Funko Pop collection. It's not, unfortunately. I was in the middle of making one, but because I live in a house share, it's not easy when there's noises in the background. And I do have a neighbour across the next door that does have a motorbike, and they kept doing a motorbike, turning their motorbike on every second, so it's annoying. So I might as well just do a video on a update where I've been and what's been going on. It's probably going to be a long video, but this video is not going to be edited at all, so I apologise about that because I don't have a program to edit my videos yet on my laptop. So this is probably going to be a long ass video, so I apologise if you hear banging, motorbikes going off or whatever. So here we go. I can't remember when the last time I did a video. I think it was a year ago, and everything obviously went downhill when Mo passed away, so I think I was just mainly focusing on myself first, because I went down a very dark path and I turned to alcohol. So I just stopped drinking for 5 months because I nearly lost friendships because of it, and shit went on. So that's the reason probably why I've not made a video. I'll tell you what I can remember and what I can't, so if I don't mention them, I do apologise. I think right after Mo's death, after all that, I got better, because I'm more of a happy drunk now than a miserable drunk. I don't drink all the time now because alcohol's just was a comfort zone for me, but now it's just a normal, just general, just not drinking all the time, really. But yeah, so that's that. Yeah, after all that, it was I think it was right after Mo, I think it was a year or two later, Button passed away, the long-haired dog with the huge black patches and bits of white and his big pointing face. I can't remember, but I think it was like liver failure or something like that, because he kept vomiting, he kept pooing himself, and he could barely walk, he could barely stand. And this literally happened right after my mum's birthday, so it was the next day, which was weird because it was like he was actually waiting for after mum's birthday for him to go. So my mum and my uncle went to the vets with him. I didn't go this time because I couldn't go through that again because it's horrible. So yeah, Button is no longer with us, and now we have 2 new additions to the family. I wasn't okay with it at first, but now I'm just accepting it. Like, they're not here to replace Mo and Button. The first dog we got was Bowie, who's a Doxy Poo. She's a crossbreed of a Dachshund and a Poodle. So she has a body of a Dachshund and hair of a Poodle. She's got 1 blue eye and 1 brown, and her name's Bowie after David Bowie. So that's why we mainly got Bowie to keep Button company, because he was grieving badly over Mo, and then Button passed. So we're like, oh, what are we going to do now? So little Bowie, and then next we got Spud, who is also a mixed breed of a Dachshund and a Poodle. So he's got a body of a Dachshund as well, but his hair's a lot more furrier and fluffier, like longer. And he's a huge dog as well. Like, he was only this tiny when we got him. But yeah, so they're the new additions to the family. And obviously some of you have never seen this tattoo before. This is Mo's paws, and Mo, her name and the date she passed away. And yeah, so that's the addition to the family. And then this was in like 2 years ago now. I've been diagnosed with it. I have diverticulosis. If some of you don't know what that is, look it up. It's basically a disease that's in your colon. I'm sorry, we can't say it properly, but it's like down into your colon, like into your intestines, something like that. Like, they found 17 pouches in my colon. So yes, I had a camera on my ass. It was not pleasant, really not pleasant. But they had a big TV screen where they can look it all up, and I was just lying on the bed. I was like, why do you have to have a big fucking screen here? Why can't you just face it yourself? And they were like, we thought you were into horror films. I was like, this is real. This is real shit. So they took pictures of the inside of it as well. I'm not going to show because it's really, really graphic. Because it'll, not for the faint-hearted, basically. Hearted, not farted. Sorry, dyslexia. So, been diagnosed with that, and I do have flare-ups. Not very, not a lot, just sometimes. Like at the beginning of this year, I had the same pain again, where I thought I had to end up in hospital again. And the pain only lasted about 2 or 3 days, and it just disappeared. And unfortunately, I can't take ibuprofen because that affects it something that way. So I could take paracetamol, so that's okay. But I was told like there was, I don't know if it's true or not, but I was told about 3 consequences. There's 1, a colostomy bag, which I do not want. 2, surgery to have my colon cut out, or 3, serious one, which I don't get, touch wood, is cancer. So all my haters will be like, haha, I hope you get cancer, but fuck you. So it's over those 3 consequences, but I am being behaved. I've been recommended to eat like high in fibre, like whole grain, brown rice, anything like fruit, salads, anything healthy. But I can't like have really, really tiny seeds, you know, like chia seeds, but I put them in my smoothie anyway because it's part of my smoothie. And because some certain foods can get stuck in the pouches in the colon, and it could turn into diverticulitis, which is an infection, inflamed part, and I would have to end up going back into hospital again and be put on a drip. When all that first happened, I literally went into hospital. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I was in agony. I was tossing and turning in bed. I thought it was like a tummy bug or something I ate. So I had to go hospital. Waited in A&E for about an hour. They gave me ibuprofen, which they shouldn't have, but I didn't know it was diverticulosis at first. And I think it was cocodamol they gave me, and paracetamol. That's it. No effect. Did not touch it. So the nurse came and checked my, I think it was my blood pressure, like my heart rate and that, and it was like 150. So the nurse went like, called the other nurse back, said, yep, she's in pain, get her in here quick. So they gave me those huge syringes with morphine in it and squirted it in my mouth. I was like, oh, it's gone for now. So then I had to have like a CT scan, taking all this shit out. This was before I had this nose piercing. I had to take all this shit out, and my earrings and stuff like that. Well, not my stretchers because these are like silicone. And waited for my CT scan, and they said I've got an infection in my lower left abdomen. So they put me on a drip. I think it was penicillin they put me on, and waited to see like a professional doctor and that, like a surgeon. Not to do actual surgery, don't worry, but just to ask me questions and stuff like that. And then I was in there overnight, basically, not on a bed, just on those chairs that folds out like into like bed, something like that. I forgot what they're called, incline chairs, something like that. And so I was on a drip all night, and then I waited for the professional doctors to come and see me, and they said I got 2 options. They could send me home with antibiotics or keep me in here and find a bed with antibiotics. So I just said, you might as well just send me home with antibiotics, because there's no point me having a bed, because that someone seriously ill could have that bed instead of me, like an older person. And or someone who's very, very seriously hurt. So because I'm okay with that, got home, and I think it was as soon as I got in, like 30 minutes later, I started throwing up and going for number twos constantly. And turned out I had norovirus. So I caught norovirus in the hospital. I had my mum, my sister calling me every hour to check on me, and all I wanted to do was sleep because it literally takes the energy out of you. And the annoying thing was I was trying to keep my antibiotics down, but it did not help. I don't know what I can't remember the name of the antibiotics they put me on, but there's one of those antibiotics where they make your poo smell, your burp smell, your wee smells like I was actually gagging over it, like trying not to smell my own breath and going to the toilet. It's like horrible. So yes, I have diverticulosis, and unfortunately there is no treatment for it to cure it, unfortunately. So I've got this for the rest of my life. But my doctors were literally the doctor who phoned me when I was away in Wales at the time this year. A nice Irish doctor, he phoned me and I was like, "You're very young to have it at that age, you're only 32. I was like, "I know." So he said, "I'm probably one of the first people that's got diverticulosis. I'm probably not the only one at my age that's got it. I know I've got a few friends that have got it in their 60s. So it sucks." I've not been having any luck with my body at all. Like, everything's been going wrong. I've got sciatica in my lower back. I've got arthritis in my knees. I've got diverticulosis. Like, it's just all a lot. So then after all that, because obviously that was I think it was last year when I got it. I can't remember, but it'll be 2 years now I've been diagnosed with diverticulosis, which is a disease, unfortunately. But so yeah, I guess I'm telling all the bad news first just to get it all out of the way, and then I'll tell the good news, which will be fine, because people think like, "Oh, she's telling the bad news first, she's so dramatic." Shut up. But last year was a really, really big scare because I nearly lost my mum. She was basically on her deathbed. Basically, she went to Scotland last year with my uncle and one of the family friends who was with my auntie Louise and my uncle's wife as well. They went to Scotland, and when they came back, Mum was ill. She fell ill, and I was away at that time. And I get a phone call from Adri's, like, "Kirsty, Mum's in hospital." Adri's my sibling, by the way. And is she okay? And he's like, "No, she's not. She's in hospital." So I had to wait fucking 3 days to go to my mum. But I had to phone the hospital to see if she was okay and that, and they told me that she's alright at the moment, and I've told them to do like a COVID check just in case, because she has been coughing her lungs up and she's been feeling these symptoms, like COVID symptoms, so they did that. An hour later, I phone the hospital again, and I get a really, really rude, horrible nurse or doctor, where it was like, "Oh, you can't be calling all the time, you do need this phone line, it's only for emergencies." Like, I was only phoning for an update on my mum, as the last nurse said to phone back for updates. So I went, "Fuck you," hung up the phone. So got into the hospital 3 days later and found out what my mum had. She had blood poisoning, septicemia, and double pneumonia in both lungs. So yeah, she was basically on her deathbed and she nearly died. But thank fuck, I'm not a Christian or anything, but thank God that she didn't. She's still here to this day. She's still okay right now, but obviously she still has double pneumonia, but she gets like jabs for pneumonia. I'm like, I didn't know you can get jabs for pneumonia. I'm like, I just recently discovered it. It's like, okay. So she gets jabs for that. no blood poisoning, obviously, that went, and the septicemia gone. And now she has to go through checkups every year now for if she's recovering all right and that. But that's the good news. But that she's okay, still standing on 2 feet. She's not working anymore, unfortunately. She had to retire early at 64, I think she retired. I can't remember. She's 67 this month. And so she had to retire early because that time she had a heart attack as well. And that was the same night. Well, I was here. It was like middle of something stupid o'clock in the morning, and I got an Uber from here to Warrington Hospital. It's like, Mum's like, "What are you doing here?" So I'm here, Mum. But while she was in hospital still with those 3 things, I stayed at hers to look after the dogs and the house and such. Because, but still, like, if something like this happened again, like to anyone or just anyone, just cherish your moments with your parents, like, because you never know when that time's gonna come. Like, it could just come like that. And yeah, I can't think of any more bad news. I think that's it, basically. Yeah, so it was a long road. It was really bad last year. Like, there was no luck whatsoever. Just everything went downhill. Me ending up in hospital, and then Mum ending up in hospital. Yeah. So I'll try to get to the good stuff now. So obviously last year I went to Download Festival with who was my friend and now is no longer my friend for reasons, but I can only blame a prick that we've known for 4 days. But I hope karma got to him, but I'm not going to go into further details because, yeah. So, I went to Download last year. Brilliant. I missed the president, unfortunately. But the heat wave, fuck off. Never again. But yeah, not really much to say about Download last year. But last year, he's gonna get excited about this part now, because last year, like the end of July, was the best start for me, because the first time, like, we've known each other, it'll probably be about 10 or 11 years now, because we've been friends on Facebook for donkey's years. As I said, 10 or 11 years of friendship. And because everything wasn't going so well for me, and he promised he'd come down to see me and for a late birthday celebration, and he did. He came down, and the first time I laid my eyes on him, I had like butterflies in my stomach, like literal butterflies, like I've never felt before. That was basically like love at first sight. So we went back to mine. Obviously, I think I cooked us tea or something like that, and then the next day I think we went to Manchester, because he's never properly explored Manchester. So we spent the day in Manchester, and he treated me to Tops, which is a buffet restaurant in Manchester, for a birthday meal, and he bought me like Stitch bedding, Emotionless in White t-shirt, and something else I can't remember. And I think it was the same night we admitted that we liked each other, and it just went on from there. But it was sad when he was going home, and then a couple of days or weeks or whatever later, we ended up in a relationship. So I'm going out with a Welshman again. But in South Wales, he lives in Cwmbran, where another ex who's a prick, he lives in Abergavenny, I think. Abergavenny or Abertillery. No, Abertillery. That's it. My bad. Abertillery. He lives there, but he's a fucking cunt. I don't speak to him anymore because he's a shit stirrer. Because he's been talking shit about me, obviously. But anyway, Cumbran, he lives in. Like, I really hope. Like, we've been together for like almost 10 months now. This month. And then in September it'll be a year. Hi babe, if you're watching this, love you. Love you. Like, he's so kind, he's a real gentleman, and he treats me with like so much respect. Like, some haven't, not all of those, like some haven't, some have. Like, I'm friends with one of them still, and he's a good friend of mine now, so we're still really good friends. Like, he's shown me respect as well when we were together. But yeah, my boyfriend Ollie, like, it was just love at first sight. And hopefully, I really want to mention it, but I don't want to because we've not spoken about it yet, about moving situation, but I'm hoping it'll be next year, but we'll see. We'll see. But we've already like discussed our future, like we're already like looking ready for it. And we went to download this year, first time as a couple. Like, he hasn't been to download in 10 years and he really enjoyed himself, and the most part that he was looking forward to was seeing Linkin Park. I didn't see them because I'm not really keen on the new singer. But Download Festival was really good this year. Like, the bands I was mostly looking forward to seeing was Iceland Kills, Pretty Reckless. Oh, excuse me. We missed Dog Star and Rory, unfortunately. But maybe again, they'll tour and we'll go see them. Like, Rory's touring, so I don't know if he's going to go and see her, but I probably won't because he's more into her than I am. Creeper was brilliant because that was, I think it was my first time seeing him. I don't know, I think it was his first time as well, I can't remember. But hello. I heard someone shouting hello. Why is it when I make a video now there's no slamming doors or anything? That's so annoying. But the joys of living a house share. But anyway, yeah, I have a boyfriend. And I hope he's my final one. Well, I'm not hoping. I know he's my final one, because things are looking up for once. Oh, I better do it because he likes it when I do that, and I know he'll be watching this. But yeah. So I have a boyfriend. I have a Welsh boyfriend again. And some of you obviously noticed I have a piercing there now. Yes, I know it looks red. I have been cleaning it with sea salt because I don't have any cleaning stuff for it. I had this pierced last year in September, and I was changing the bar like to this one, but it didn't look right because this one's obviously higher than that one, so they pierced that one too low. But I left this one in because it doesn't look any different when I've got this one in. But I left it in because I lost the ball for the original bar that was in my nose. So I've ordered more screw balls to put on the bar, so when that arrives I'll probably try and change it and see if my nose will calm down then. But okay. But yeah, I got a piercing. I don't know. I'm still thinking. I've got it booked, but I'm debating to cancel this next piercing appointment because I'm scared of needles and I'm scared of the pain. This is coming from someone who's got tattoos and piercings. Like, it doesn't make sense. I do want to buy some numbing cream, so anyone who's watching this can recommend the best numbing cream before getting your Medusa pierced, because that's what I'm getting. Because I don't want to feel the pain, but I'm going to feel it anyway. So, yeah. So, I'm going to get a new piercing. And I'm getting a new tattoo the end of this month, finally. I'm getting a Wednesday 13 tattoo on my right calf. Not like at the back, but like on the side of my leg, if you know what I mean. But that's going to cost like... Deposit was £50, so I'm paying 130, so altogether it was 180. It's 180 quid. So I don't care. I need a tattoo. I need a new tattoo. It's been a while. And obviously some of you are looking at it like, what the fuck have you done to your hair again? It was a midlife crisis haircut. Now people are saying like, you're too young to have a midlife crisis. No, I'm not. It was literally a midlife crisis. I was trying to go, like, it wasn't this long when I had it cut. It was like a little bit shorter, but now it's getting more longer. Like, it needed a cut anyway because I had a lot of dead ends and it was split as hell. So I needed a new cut, and every time I try to go to a different colour, nothing works. The only colour that works is black, so I'm guessing I'm sticking with black for the rest of my life. Everyone, I always say that, don't I? Like, it always never happens. Like, yeah. My living situation, yes, you can all tell I'm still living in the house share, but hopefully not for long. Rent keeps going up. Fucking ridiculous. And we've only just got hot water working again. We've gone without hot water for 5 months. I know, but it's one of those really old boilers where you have to twist the thing for the pressure and that and fill it up with water and it basically keeps the hot water going sometimes. But luckily I have a electric shower which you could take camping, so I've been using that, like filling it up with half of water, cold water, and half of hot, so I can have a decent shower. And I was actually able to have a bath the other day because we had hot water. I was like, fucking finally. So it was like, I went to my mum's a week early, like last month, to dog sit for her while she was going to Scotland again with my uncle and his wife and a family friend. And I was like, Mum, I'm coming down a week early. I'm fed up of having cold showers. I need a warm shower. I need a nice hot bath. So I went there a week early and had a bath, because you can't really live in situations like this because it's fucking ridiculous. Like, I've still got paint peeling off the wall, leak in the ceiling, mould growing on the wall. Like, this house is not safe at all. But what can you do? Obviously, people have been asking me so much, are you going to move back to your mum's? Are you going to move? Are you going to move? I was like, no, I'm not moving back. As much as I love my mum, I'm not moving back. Because I'm 33 years old. I get it, people at this age still live with their parents, but still, I'd rather have my own space and actually have my own free will to do stuff. Because that's just me. Someone who has anxiety, depression, paranoia, and I don't really want that more stress added back onto me, because it wouldn't be fair. So, yeah. What I've noticed as well, obviously I haven't gone to Wales as much this year because of money, and no, not money, it's because a lot of bands and festivals that's been going on has been happening down here, and there's not really much in South Wales. So we had Download, and then seeing Skillet in Birmingham. We chose Birmingham for reasons, and we're seeing Witchzid in September. I can't say his name properly, it's with a Z at the end, but if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. And this month, I think it's next week, we're seeing Steel Panther in Manchester, and I pray to God nothing goes wrong that day. I don't want to run into anyone, not in a horrible way, but I just can't be bothered with drama. But yeah, and then I think it's the week after we're going to Hayrock Festival in, I think that's in Newton Le Willows, like Merseyside somewhere. We've never been before, but it's like a festival that held like tribute bands, like tribute bands for Slipknot, Korn, Limp Bizkit, Avril Lavigne. I forgot who else was playing, Metallica, and yeah, just tribute bands like that. The only tribute band I would like to see that is Ghosted UK. That, oh my god, me and my fella saw them this year and they were brilliant, but they played in Fuel and there was no aircon whatsoever. So Papa, not the real Papa, but he was like picking his fan up and aiming at everyone. I was like, ah, and I had my little mini fan which died on me, but it didn't help whatsoever. But that was a really, really good band. But yeah, it's just annoying that my fellow has to come down here a lot more for the bands than festivals that we're seeing than in Cwmbran. But what I was about to say, like, I would like to go up there a lot more because I prefer it up there than down here in this shithole. The UK, England is shit. I know everyone's going to say Wales is the same as well, but some parts in Wales is different. Like Newport, that's dangerous. I would not live in Newport, but I'd rather live like in Cwmbran, was just Cwmbran really, and like every time I get the train to Wales, it's like, but I did a knee and a at Cwmbran. It's like, I'm getting there. Don't take the piss. I still can't say it properly. I'm still learning. Like to Wales, like I hear the Welsh accent, like the language is like, wow. I didn't even know they had a language until about a couple of years ago. Like about, when did we broke up? I think it was about 7-8 years ago, but I can't remember. Like I didn't even know they had a language, but now I do, so I was like, cool. And Cardiff seems so much better, like for me, than Manchester, because there's a lot more in Cardiff. There's Damaged Society, there's Forbidden Planet. I know they have one in Manchester, but I prefer the one in Cardiff because there's a lot more choices in there than in Manchester. Yes, I get it. There is a lot more choices like the one in Manchester, but that's just my opinion. And there's more alternative down there, whereas in Manchester there's less now because people just get the piss taken out of them because of the way we look, which is stupid. You don't get any of that in Cardiff, not anywhere whatsoever. It's like the nicest place, and the castle is just there as well, so if you fancy going for a picnic or something, you could just sit outside like the castle and stuff in nice weather, but not in the fucking heat wave. Never in a heat wave. And they do like more pride down there for LGBTQ community. I can't say, if I didn't say it properly, I apologise, because I came out last year that I'm bisexual, and I've been holding that for donkey's years, like, because I've been afraid what people would have said about me. But they accept me for who I am, and I really appreciate that. Even my boyfriend accepts me that I'm bisexual. Like, when we first met in person, he even wore like a t-shirt with a bi flag on it, so I was like, I love you. So that was much appreciated when he did that, because he should get a t-shirt saying, I have a bisexual girlfriend, deal with it. He's not bi or anything, he's straight, so that doesn't really matter. It doesn't bother me whatsoever, as long as it doesn't bother him. But yeah, but I prefer Cardiff and Cwmbran, like South Wales. I prefer it down there than up here, because it's like more chilled as well than up here, less stressful. But yeah, I'd rather still go live down there than up here. But yeah, and what we did this year as well, we went to my hometown Weymouth for my birthday, and I'm 33 now, by the way. Still don't look it. I don't know. Don't know the secret. Don't ask me. I'm not the spawn of Ozzy Osbourne, unfortunately. But yeah. yeah, we went to Weymouth for my birthday. It was nice weather for once, but I think it was the first or second day in Weymouth. It was just pissing it down, but not as heavy. But on the seafront, well, the Weymouth Beach, they got these CCTV cameras where you can actually look online and have a look. So I went that, and I saw me and Ollie like just stood there going, and I scooped over. So I was like, I did wave at the camera because I sent the link to his mum, but she was like, why on CCTV? I was like, but we're not in trouble or anything. We're not being watched, but we'll probably be watched by people all over the world. But still, it was just thought it would be a nice idea. And we did a lot in Weymouth. We just spent 2 hours in the arcade because my boyfriend wanted to get this Batman card. Which was funny, but I was like, I've been in here for 2 hours. We actually got a lot of tickets, and what did we win? We got 2 Highland Qs, like teddies, sweets, and something else. I can't remember, I literally can't remember, but I think we'll probably be doing that again if we're going to go in the arcades. You cannot just go on holiday and not go in the arcades. You need to go in the arcades, because obviously I used to go in the arcades a lot as a child in Weymouth. And what we did as well, we went to my old house, which was actually heartbreaking because there was good memories and bad memories. It's not yellow anymore, which is good. I like the colour of the doors, I like that the house is white, but on the side it's still yellow, where Steve painted the house yellow. I don't know why he painted it yellow. I don't know why. Then we went to the park that I used to play on. They got rid of a lot of things. They got rid of the swings. I was like, why the fuck did you get rid of the swings? And then we went to the other park I used to play on, and they got rid of the swings on there. Like the bigger part. I was like, why the fuck are you doing? But they didn't change the swimming pool. The swimming pool was still there. We were walking past it, and I smelling the chlorine like the swimming pool. And yeah, what we did for my birthday, we went to Sea Life Centre. The day was still a little bit gloomy because it was still raining. It was like on, off, and then sun. They changed a lot in there. It was a bit disappointing. They changed the part where you can't pick up the crabs anymore. It's just like starfish now, and that's it. They got rid of the walk around, like, it's hard to explain, but it was like a part where you could pet the stingrays, but you can't do that anymore, which I guess I can agree, because no one should really pet stingrays anyway. But yeah, that was a good day. And then after Sea Life, we got back to our apartment and got ready for a meal, which was nice. And then after that, we decided to walk along the beachfront. My boyfriend decided he thought it'd be a good idea to take me on the beach while I'm wearing platform boots. He's laughing his ass off because I'm going tripping over everything, not everything, but I keep like getting like big dips in the sand with my boots, and I was like it's like, I'm not drunk, I swear. Like, I only had like, from the restaurant, I only had like 1 glass of wine, and then when we got back I had a glass of wine in the hotel apartment, and then we decided to watch a film or something. I can't remember what we were watching. It wasn't Lego Batman, before you say babe, that was the next day. I think it was the last day we were watching Lego Batman, because I cooked bolognese that day. What I liked about that apartment, they actually had a dining table that we can sit together and eat in the apartment. So I was like, yay, we can face each other, we can talk to each other while the telly's on, but watch a little bit of telly, but still, it was just nice having a table to sit around and eat. But it was a really nice apartment, I really did like it. I'm sure my boyfriend liked it as well. The only down part is there wasn't a fan. It did get a little bit warm in that apartment, but it was still nice. And what was I saying now? Yeah, we got back to the apartment and we just watched a film or a series. I think we went back to watch Outlander. Yeah, we watched Outlander because I'm trying to get him into Outlander because of Scotland and that. And we saw Motionless in White this year in February in Cardiff, which I preferred because it was better. And then I think that's it really. There's not really much. There is a lot that we're doing for next year. We're actually going to the Highlands again in April next year. Me and my boyfriend, my sister and my mum and the dogs together. And we were going to go Edinburgh for Valentine's Day, but since mum booked to go to the Highlands, we just cancelled that, so we're not going Edinburgh anymore. We're going to go Edinburgh in about 2 or 3 years now. But it's not going to go anywhere. We're not rushing or anything. So and we're going Download again next year, definitely. It's going to become part of our ritual thing now, because I don't go Bloodstock anymore because it's gone downhill and it's shit, and it's just full of dickheads now. Not all of them. Some of my friends go. They're not dickheads. They're lovely, but people that are there just dickheads in general is not the same anymore. And I know people are going to go like, Download's the same. Oh, there's 2 people fucking on the Ferris wheel. Oh, a woman got kicked in their head. I'm not taking a piss out of it. It's just, it happens. Things like this happen at a festival. You're not just going to expect to go like, oh, no drama's going to happen, but there's going to be drama anywhere at a festival. I just hope there won't be a heat wave again. Because this year I ended up having heat stroke at Download because somebody forgot to remind me to put sun cream on. I'm talking to you, babe. But yeah, that's it really. I do just want to say before I end this video, sorry, my charger's being weird and I don't know why. It's not my charger, it's my power bank. It's been charging for the past 3 days now and it's just not going up, so I think it's actually on its way out now, so maybe it's time to chuck it out. But anyway, I do want to say before I end this video that we lost a Hollywood actor yesterday, 13th of July 2026. He was obviously our childhood hot actor in Jurassic Park, and then he came back in Jurassic World, and he was in other films as well, which some of you may have seen. He was in The Omen 3, played Damien Thorn, Event Horizon, which was my most favourite film, and Possession, and that film with Robin Williams, I can't remember, some of you may know, but the name begins with Bionic, but that film. And it's still sad that he literally just got over cancer, and I don't know if it's true or not, but they said on the BBC News, like, his family like confirms that he caught pneumonia, so pneumonia killed him. Like, everyone's literally heartbroken. His friends, Jeff Goldblum, that actress that played Ellie in Jurassic Park, I forgot her name. So is Hugh Jackman, he's heartbroken. Like, everyone, even the fans, were all heartbroken, but unfortunately, it's just sad, like, each day you get older, the day we're losing our childhood icons and heroes. So, Sam Neill, thank you so much for being you and making our childhood amazing in the 90s with Jurassic Park and bringing it back in Jurassic World. So thank you, literally thank you for everything. Sending love and hugs from everyone, from us fans to to the family, and go and explore more dinosaurs with Richard Attenborough. I hope I've got it right. Because he played, what's his name, from Jurassic Park as well. So they can explore dinosaurs together now. So up in heaven or wherever he is. So thank you, Sam Neill. We'll miss you so much. fucking hell. Anyway, I will be at some point making a video of these. My plan was to do one today, but as I said from the start of the video, but keep your eyes peeled. There will be a video, but it'll probably going to be a long ass video. So yeah, I will do a video on these at some point. As you can see, my baby's at the back there. So that's my life update, and a lot has gone on. So I forgot how I used to do this, but it's going to sound weird for me doing it again. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in, and I hope some of you are glad to see me again back on YouTube. And to some of you that are not, like to those who have been disliking and stalking my channels and Instagrams and whatever all my life, and still now to this day, the haters, sorry to disappoint you. Yeah. But again, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll say my old saying if I remember it. Please comment, thumbs up now, it's not like anymore, and subscribe. See you guys soon. Bye bye.